Now, with the Russia-Ukraine war entering the third week, several countries in the world has already started feeling the heat of the war. Now, the India's tea industry is on tenterhooks as the war between Russia and Ukraine can adversely affect the Indian tea industry. In Assam too, experts have started gauging the impact of the war on almost two-century-old tea industry, as Russia is one of the biggest importers of Indian tea, and particularly those produced in some of the tea gardens in eastern Assam. Now, notably, the MK Jokai Agri Plantations Private Limited, which has 60 gardens in Assam and one in Bengal, produces around 55 lakh kg of CTC tea annually, which is mostly purchased by Russia. Now, speaking exclusively to Northeast Life, Executive Director of the company, George Ambokin, said that the ongoing standoff between both the countries has already impacted the tea industry in terms of container load prices and input cost.
The war between Russia and Ukraine has entered its second week, and there are global implications already seen over the world. Now, Assam being a major producer of tea, there are possible talks in the industry, which is more than 200 years old, that there will be some impact in its production also in the business of tea. We have with us one of the senior industry captain, the executive director of Jokai India Agro Plantation, which has 6 tea gardens in Assam and one in Bengal. And we'd like to know from him what possible impact it might have, the war might have in case it goes for a longer period. Sir, can you just tell our viewers?
You see, the war in Ukraine continues. It's already impacting in terms of container load prices, which used to be about, suppose if it was $4,000, now it's gone up to about $10,000. The fertilizer, which Belarus produces a lot of MOP, which comes to India, the importers are not bringing it because the MOP gets loaded from Belarus Ukraine port, so that is closed. So MOP prices have gone up from 18,000, now it's almost 34,000 or 36,000 plus, but it is not yet available also. Same way, oil prices is going to go up in a couple of days time, and then you will see that impacts all the gardens where everyone uses HST for self generation and for the vehicles, and petrol also being used in the gardens. All these input costs are going to go up. The cost of herbicides, which a lot of it gets imported from China, the prices have already shot up by about 300%. So in effect, most of the inputs in the industry that uses is going to go up, and that will have a great impact on the costing, which in turns pricing of the tea is not going to go up in that the way the inputs are going to go up. So there will have a great impact on the industry.
Sir, can there be any device which can be sorted out at the local level? We're not we are not asking about the international level, but in the local level, so that this price mechanism can be somehow, then can be some issues can be sorted out.
We are hoping maybe the government would come out with some scheme of subsidy in terms of in fertilizer and in herbicides or transportation. In those sectors, government gives some subsidy in say for if you transport to ICD, they give you about some subsidy. But we are hoping that the subsidy that government offers, maybe they can spread it out to some other sectors also. Government of course has its limitations, but we are hoping if we don't get the pricing, the price of tea goes up, then we are okay. But where the price of tea gets stagnant, that's where the issue comes in. Our input cost goes up, but the sale prices are not going up to the extent the input cost is going up.
Do you think that in this juncture, organizations like the Tea Board and the major organization like ITA, TIE, ABITA, they have a role to play?
Of course, ITA has a big role to play. ITA, TIE, and all the producer organizations. I'm sure they would be putting their thinking upon to approach the tea board to come out with schemes that can benefit the producers to an extent that we can offset some of the increase in the